Wow, I'm honestly surprised this thread is still active. Thank you for your encouragement and support. It really does mean a lot. To give you an update, I did indeed make it to Site X on Monday, in the late morning / early afternoon. As of this post, only myself and KC know the exact location, and I will not divulge the location of Site X, due to safety concerns of other Anons of K. Anyway, I had to park my vehicle off-road and cover it with camo netting to conceal the vehicle, along with my weapons. I had to pack a week's worth of provisions and a portable tree stand. Sleeping on the swamp floor is not ideal, plus better concealment in the trees. After a 3-mile hike in deep wood, I set up camp as soon as I made it to the edge of the cemetery. I did not go into the crypt on my first night, as I wanted to stake out the entrance from my deer stand under the cover of darkness. Needless to say, the stakeout didn't result in anything outside of insects and swaying trees. The next day I had woken up around 7 a.m. to make my way inside the crypt. Before anyone asks, no, I didn't take any photos or record my experience, as I truly did not want to risk the chance of enticing people into tracking down the crypt and getting themselves killed. To make a long story short, I used glow sticks so I could find my way back, and I dropped a glow stick every 50 paces. I primarily used the Night Fox to navigate the crypt. The crypt was 3 levels. The owner of the crypt was long worn away, so I couldn't tell you who it belonged to. But from what I recall in my research beforehand, there were a number of French settlers who inhabited the region. Eventually, I made my way to the 3rd level of the crypt. It was completely flooded out. It went at least waist deep, but I could clearly hear the sound of water draining into a hole in the wall. I found the hole after clearing some moss and vines. It smelled like mold and wet wood. I made my way through the tunnel, roughly traveling at least 200 feet when it opened to a large cave system. The cave was unusually warm and humid. When I say that this cave was huge, I flashed a 4,000 lumen flashlight to see the other side, and it didn't even touch the ceiling or the side. I used one of my flares to illuminate a hole in the cave. I counted 8 seconds before it touched ground. As I made my way over the rocks and avoided stalagmites, I found myself shuffling through animal bones and dried scat. As I made my way across, I kept hearing clicking and shuffling sounds. And needless to say, I was scared, shitless. Then I saw it. Human remains. Ribcage, femur, jawbone, etc. There must have been at least 4 to 5 pairs of human remains in various states of decay. Then the smell hit me. Rotten eggs. The only thing outside rotten eggs that smells like that is sulfur. Not wanting to risk setting off a gas pocket, I got the fuck out of there. I must have lost track of time because by the time I got out, it was already dusk. I had to pack up my gear and hike 3 miles in the woods with only a flashlight as the battery on the Night Fox was dead. I made it back to my car after getting turned around a few times, and I immediately drove home. As I was driving away, I swear I could see 5 sets of eyes illuminated by my rear lights as I pulled away. Clearly, this isn't an isolated system. I'm going to rest for the next few days and plan my next move. I will be asking KC to accompany me the next time. I fear that with what I've found, the only solution is to blast and seal it up, but does present the problem of other entrances into the cave system. I may have to bite the bullet and return to accurately map the system so I can place charges in key areas. I also need to figure out how to keep them in the cave so they can't escape. Lots of planning and research needs to be done. On a side note, I haven't been sleeping well. I feel like something is watching me through the windows when I'm not looking. Hey, no one listen to this fucking guy. OP broke into my crypt and all he got for his troubles was a face full of skeleton ding-dong. Don't go breaking into tombs, kids. OP here. The crypt was home to a bunch of hobos that call themselves Dirty Mike and the Boys. They had sex in my car while I was exploring.